Hey guys, it's Trish. This is going to be your predictions. I can't even say daily predictions. This is going to be for Wednesday and Thursday, September 4th and September 5th. Okay, so I noticed on Tuesday, now I was missing a few things because I was having trouble tapping in, and basically I'm just getting back to it. So there's some issues. There's like a rash of car accidents that are coming up. Now, I didn't get alerted to this because I only did the horoscope today. Okay, so a couple of days ago, I would have released the horoscope on Monday, and you guys could have had some forewarning. And I actually feel bad, okay, because there's a lot of movement and accident on movement and accident on traveling and accident on communication. And with Sun and Mars and Mercury involved, some of these accidents can involve fire. They can involve I want to say explosion, but it's not like the car's exploding, but the car's catching on fire. Yeah, there's a couple of transits here within the last couple of days that are highlighting car accidents and fires with car accidents. A lot of action, literally a lot of action. It was really hard to look at and translate. And today, Wednesday, we only have Venus opposing Neptune and Pisces. That's, being disappointed and sometimes victimized in relationships. But as we move into Thursday, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 interactions with Mercury in Virgo. Oh, actually 6 interactions, because there's a T-square that also contains it. So I wanted to read you the horoscope, but I also wanted to let you guys know to please pay attention when you're out on the road. Pay attention to other drivers. Because with all this Virgo energy, people are wrapped up in their heads, and some of them are having a hard time paying attention. Some of them are having a hard time staying grounded. There could be like road rage, frustration, and what was I going to say? And that the miscommunication, people not believing what you say, like, oh, I didn't see you, oh, you saw me, that kind of deal. So it almost feels like all hell breaking loose with this much Mercury transit, and with everything that it's coming into contact with. And these are outer planets, okay? It is the South Node, it is Saturn, it's Black Moon Lilith, it's the North Node, it's Jupiter. Okay, and then, of course, all of those are in a T-square exiting through Jupiter conjunct the moon in Sagittarius at 15 degrees. So usually when the moon is conjunct with Jupiter, it's kind of like being generous and loving. It's like allowing others to be, or you're going to give them a chance, or this is their last chance, or you might be feeling lucky if you just missed a close call. Okay, so I want you guys to really be aware of your surroundings in terms of vehicles. And it's not just limited to vehicles, to cars and trucks, because let's see, South Node in Capricorn, Saturn in it could be a Saturn with the Saturn in Capricorn. What was I gonna say? Saturn, time, order, Saturn, Capricorn. Is that like the bus accidents? I'm thinking somewhere where you have to ride, like the bus or a train. Let's see, Black Moon Lilith, the shadow side. So shadowy vehicles or shadow vehicles, or if you're following vehicles too closely, yeah, tailgating. Okay, and then North Node and Cancer, so that would be watercraft, Jupiter and Sagittarius. Jupiter is expanding as it can't travel anymore. I'm sorry, I'm trying to make sense of these. Besides the actual horoscope that I already did, I'm just casually going through them because I wrote the horoscope, but I didn't have time to intuit too much. So let me take a look at it because a lot of these are talking about traffic accidents. All the ones that having to do with Mercury and Virgo and the fact that they touch the nodes and Black Moon Lilith, that's a lot of freaking out. Traveling and communication is squaring Jupiter, so you may not even want to talk to people. You may not even want to hear what they have to say. You may be protecting your own. Some of you guys can be understanding if, in fact, something happens, but the rest of you are feeling like you're victimized again. Very, very unhappy due to obsessive negative thinking pattern. So this is a growing, it seems like a lot of people are going to be in that negative thinking pattern. I'm thinking like mass accidents, or it could be one big incident. Mass accident, like a car pileup or something. An impasse. I was getting impasse. Like you couldn't pass someone. So you could literally be like putting pressure on somebody by tailgating them. They don't want to let you pass, or they're driving the limit and you're just being aggressive. Once again, just be aware. Make sure that you're aware of your surroundings so you don't end up being victimized. And also at the same time too, don't victimize anyone else. Be patient while you're out there because, you know, this is somebody's daughter. This is somebody's son. This is somebody's grandma. This is somebody's uncle that's on the road. Okay, this is somebody's mom and this is somebody's dad. Always try your best to come from a place of kindness and compassion, even when there's accidents or incidents. Okay, so without further ado, sorry about that. Wednesday, the moon moves into adventurous explorer Sagittarius. This is a time when you're going to be open-minded, blunt, possibly to the extent of sarcasm, but because you really have noble intentions, people are going to take it very well, okay? You have extraordinary insight and the ability to inspire others. You're very sharp, you can get things done, and you just love to learn. So this energy is optimistic, sincere, and you're going to be interested in new people, new places, new situations, basically anything that's a wide open space, okay? You want to fill it with yourself or with knowledge. You also believe in enjoying life, okay? You do have some issues in committing to something or someone just because you need a lot of freedom and your own space, okay? You also understand the concept that money is energy, so you're not greedy, you let it flow out. But you need to be careful as you could spend too much, especially on yourself at the moment. Sagittarius likes to take risks, likes to take gambles, so that, combined with all these accidents, don't chance it, okay? Don't chance it. You may get lucky, like I said, you know, you may have just you may have a close call. Where was I? Oh, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you love traveling and you have the ability to bring out the best in people. However, you need lots of personal space to explore, think, and learn in order to develop and practice your philosophy. Okay, today you're on it. You have this need to craft, create, or make something in an artistic way. You could be like arranging something. You could be delving into spiritual pursuits like tarot, astrology, Bible studies, meditation, feng shui even, looking for divine answers or inspiration for something that you're having trouble with, or something that's troubling you, or someone that's troubling you. It's really hard to make an informed decision, and you want to avoid making any decisions out of pain, fear, anger, disappointment, vengeance, or jealousy. But at the same time, you're being victimized. They're victimizing you or taking from you or hindering you in some kind of way, stopping you from doing something or being something or expressing yourself in some kind of way. And yet you still show up. Maybe you're starting to realize that you're trapped here for a good reason, okay? You're being sheltered in place because this is your first mentoring. albeit involuntarily. This is with someone you care for and have a relationship with. So there's a soft spot. And I'm not talking about the accidents, but it could include the accidents too. This is pertaining to miscommunication, okay, or being misunderstood. Okay, you're going to have to remember to be compassionate and forgive. Yes, it's hard, okay, but this is what you're learning. You're supposed to be becoming a pro, okay, so forgiveness is a must. Okay, how else are you going to teach someone to unlearn 3D behaviors, right? Through example, that's how. So remember, you can't fight fire with fire, okay, and you can't fight 3D with 3D. That would be sinking to a lower vibrational energy. You're here to help raise vibrations and to help others become consciously aware of patterns in their thinking and behaviors. And if you remain angry and short with somebody, you're going to accrue negative karma eventually, okay? And you'll eventually pay for it. You're going to suffer for it. That would defeat the purpose of your soul mission. Okay, so teach through example, and it will inspire others to do the same. It is not your job to judge, okay? It is your job to love and forgive. And the added bonus, Saturn and the South Node conjunction in Capricorn is going to make them face themselves as part of their karma. So it's like they finally realize what an asshole they've been without you having to tell them. Yay! Okay, numbers for that day, for today, are 4 and 25. So due to some revelations, you might be taking control of the situation because you've realized something. You've realized something about yourself or realized something about someone else. And this is like a permanent, I want to say a permanent solution, but it's not a permanent solution. It's a permanent, what would the word be? A permanent conclusion. There we go. Not solution, conclusion. Okay, so you may wish, somebody may be bitching and being a complete jerk, even driving, they may be a complete jerk, and you may be like, God, I wish they knew what an asshole they were, and then bam, they get in an accident, and all of a sudden somebody's screaming at them, and boom, there's somebody, as you drive by the accident, after, there's a place to pass, you hear somebody telling them, you're an asshole, and, well, I didn't have to say anything, look at that, somebody else told them. So Thursday, Mercury is on the move and it's time to go, vroom vroom. You could be traveling or in motion or on your way to do something like making travel plans or buying tickets or something, even running errands. There could be some past communication issues that need to be resolved. Make sure that you think things through before you discuss, negotiate, or decide something. You won't be having too much trouble getting and staying organized in your multiple projects or your thinking today. You're serious and practical with great powers of concentration. You or someone else may be realizing responsibility in the reality of the situation, and you may be the one to recognize that this is what's happening with someone you're having issues with. Someone has quite possibly an obsessive, negative thinking pattern, possibly obsession, and there's a potential of not being able to express oneself and to react instead of responding, to react with impatience if somebody doesn't quite get it or if they're not understanding what you're telling them. There's also a tendency to make errors in judgment, to be filled with anxiety or feel like you're losing your mind. In fact, someone could be clueless and angry, projecting and blaming you without looking at their role in things. You might have to put them in their place if they are not being discreet, if they can't control themselves, okay? They could be touchy, argumentative, they are crackling with frenetic and anxious energy, okay? So for them, this could cause health problems, or the health problems could be the cause. But there's an expression of dissatisfaction by a feminine or female whose needs aren't getting met, whose needs are dismissed or neglected, okay? You will end up having to confront somebody, and that's going to lead to a confrontation of the self, okay? This could be happening between a parent and a child, or an adult or teenage child, whether it's your own or other people's children, other people's parents. I wanted to roll my eyes with that one. Other people's children, oi. But there's this huge possibility of vehicular accidents or car troubles, and someone could end up being grounded or hindered or isolated in some kind of way, possibly a breakdown in a vehicle. Now, it could be, it's not just limited to cars. It's cars, planes, trains, automobiles, helicopters, motorcycles, scooters, anything that is automatic and mobile. Okay, you could even be walking down the street and a car could almost nearly hit you, you know, that kind of deal. So always be aware of your surroundings, and especially if you're walking, okay, because a human body is no match for a vehicle. Okay, so if there was an accident, there may be skepticism as to reasons given or apologies given, or you may feel like somebody did it on purpose because they're mad. Major communication and traveling transits are present, so please just be careful, and please try to be patient. Please try not to be frustrated. Don't drive like you're angry, because you could end up hurting somebody you love. Okay, and you know, it doesn't matter if it's not somebody you love, because you could end up hurting somebody who somebody else loves, right? Everybody deserves to be loved, and everybody is basically loved. So do your best while you're out there. I am actually really, really worried about this. That's why I keep reiterating it, and I keep saying it again, even though it's not in my script. Okay. Even though things are not clear, you're pretty much resigned to being exactly where you are. So if you're stuck in traffic, just, oh well, I'll get home when I get home. What am I going to do, right? Let's not make the situation worse, even though there's going to be a lot of anger, confusion, and people not trusting others. You guys could be irritated and just want to go. You want to move on because you're ready for something new, for different scenery, okay? For some of you guys, you may feel like you're too good for a particular situation, which is both ego and the truth. Could be either way. You could be having a lot of doubts as to, why am I still here? But you're sticking with the program while harboring resentment, anger, and mistrust, hoping that you can change things, or you're waiting for a change to come. Lots of challenging communication, lots of feeling victimized. Again, very unhappy energy. And there's also this growing feeling that you don't belong here, or you don't need to be here anymore. So it's kind of like you've reached an impasse, or you've simply outgrown your circumstances, okay? So, and I just felt in my head like, maybe I need to work somewhere else, or find a different route, or leave at a different time. Maybe I need to change up my travel so I don't get stuck in this situation again, that kind of deal. Okay, so there's an extraordinary amount of numbers. We have 4 15s, we have 6 14, so that's changes, lots of changes. Okay, boundaries. So the boundaries almost make me feel like, oh, leveling the playing field and boundaries. So an impasse. So why do I feel like somebody's going to smash into walls or into rocks? Like 6 changes in expression, expressing control. Yeah, some people are really going to lose their shit, and they're going to try and go around, and they're going to cause accidents, or they could be just driving erratically already. I'm not even going to bother to read you all this number, but all in all, we have 7 5s. Okay, so beware. And because it's number 5 and number 14, it's like leveling, so be fair. If you're stuck in traffic and there's a merge lane, let them merge. Don't let everybody merge. Let the one person in, and then you go. Don't try to be greedy. Don't try to cut somebody off, because that's when trouble could happen, okay? That's when you could be served what you deserve, okay? There's a lot of magic happening. Just surrender. Just let it happen. You're going to feel much more empowered if you can deal with your boundaries at the moment. That could be fences, that could be lines, that could be like the highway boundaries, that could be the lines on the highway. Okay, don't be greedy, drive very carefully, watch yourself, watch others, but don't assume too much, and always be kind and compassionate and do the right thing morally. Don't try to get one on somebody, because there could literally be an accident in which you're going to suffer. Okay, guys, you're not the victim. You're not the victim. You're not a victim. Even though somebody's victimizing you, you have the power within you to keep control of yourself, okay, and not project, not blame anyone else, but to recognize that, all right, I'm here. I have to be here. This is my way home. I can't do nothing. I'm stuck here for the long haul. So you know what? Hey, I'm going to watch Trish's videos on YouTube and keep myself occupied while I'm sitting in traffic. And hopefully I have enough material there for you to watch. Keep you interested. If not, you know, there are ways around it. There are other things to do besides stew in your own anger and possibly end up hurting somebody or yourself, okay? All right, guys, so that's it for Wednesday and Thursday, September 3rd and 4th. I'll see you guys in a day or two.